Hi guys, and welcome back to Talk Coffee.
Hi, welcome to Talk on Coffee. Uh, Lots has happened.
A lot, yeah,
Um,
it's been quite some while.
last time we were on this table, we were arguing about coffee and if there was going to be coffee on the next episode.
Today no coffee
Lucky
because
for
we
him,
won.
no, the vote is still a tie.
Yeah.
The vote is still a
It's
tie.
not a tie.
It's still a tie.
Somebody voted and was still was
No,
on
no,
the
no.
fence.
The vote was a tie.
He was
Two
close
people
to
for
you.
coffee.
No, he was close to you.
Well,
That's why he
If
said.
you want to know how the vote is going, you can check the videos out. Both videos are online. We're talking about the videos. Our previous conversations on where we discussed. We had can you recap the people we had on
So
the
like
show?
on the first episode where we did the chat with
Yes.
what we were talking about what it really takes to build in tech, where founders were telling us about based how it was for them when they were building in tech and all that. One mentioned that was not his first idea. I think that was
No,
Dora.
I think both of them said one said his first idea was how to get people that's Candy, that his first idea was how to get people's website and tell them how to update it and all those things.
Yeah, he run it for like a
Like a
CNS.
Wix. He said Wix was what killed his idea. And the other Dora was education hub, so kind of
What
education.
point it was money, he was thinking about how would they charge,
Yeah,
how would they make
that,
money
that
from
that
it.
actually shows a lot about how building business is not as, I would say,
It's not black and white.
it's not black and white. It's not about, oh, I have an idea tomorrow, like the movies tell us. Build, just go in and
You
do
just
something.
get $1 million from the bank.
There is a lot of knowledge in that particular episode that I love so much. That hearing the body,
They were spitting out for free.
like they were talking real facts.
Even fact what they said, being a CEO, being a founder is a full time job. What I mean by full time job is 247, 24 hours a day, 7 days
There's
a
no
week.
9 to 7.
Where Dora said
Nine
someone
to
called him around 1 year.
Like somewhere called around, and the interesting part is Dora is the delivery company, the delivery management service. So I'm like, what kind of delivery do you need to handle
For
at
you to-
1 a.m.?
Yeah, like thank you.
Yeah, but
imagine
but that's the interesting part. So the next episode we got, and before I go to that conversation of how the next episode look like, you know, when you said the votes there is not a tie, I can guarantee you it was at that it was at that that we got two votes, full
No,
landslide two votes. It was coffee. There was no question.
Dora was
We
like,
have the videos. We have the
I would
no.
just say
Dora
because
did
it was
not.
close to you.
Dora did not. Dora is like.
Dora chose coffee because he was close to you.
Are you saying I rigged the vote?
Chose you because he was close to you so that you don't bully him.
No, so you're saying I rigged the vote.
Yeah, that was the conversation.
That's not fair.
But
We can
for
ask.
tea,
We can make a comment. He mentioned that was free and fair. He's choosing coffee. He mentioned. So you don't want to accept defeat. At that particular episode, it was coffee.
okay, it's a time.
No, no.
Let's move on.
So on the next episode, we met with two amazing people.
Industry experts. We have Abdulaziz Ahmed and we have Fawzia Mohammed. One was a designer. The other one was this software engineer. I called them a designer. Sorry.
Yeah, you gave him a title, and right now you're also giving him another title. He's a senior software engineer. It's not easy to be at that level.
It takes years to build. That's one thing I've come to realize. It takes time. Tech is not what you just those YouTube videos that you watch and tell you 6 months.
Six
You are a
months.
pro. No.
I mean,
I wish there was that manual to get to 6 months. In 6 months or 9 hours JavaScript course, you start hitting some good money in the bank.
you see, that was what I think one of them said. When she said, okay, it's not that you can't get to that level, but be
It takes
mindful of, yes,
yeah,
be mindful of yourself so that you don't go start claiming to be the expert in the field,
yeah.
in the industry. You start telling people how to do things because you watch a 6 month video that says you are an expert in six
And you
month video.
think, yeah,
In some,
you're the
that's what she was
guru.
referring to.
You're the
So
guru.
it's not like you assume, okay, because I watched this video and that video told me in 6 months I'm guru, I can start spinning out
You know
content.
the crazy thing. The person who made that course,
Mm,
it didn't take him because it's a 2 hour video or a
mm,
7 hour video.
mm,
It didn't take him 7 hours to make that video. Like
mhm.
it takes more than 7 hours to make the video.
Right.
Planning, preparation,
I thought you were going to say more
content.
than days, 7 days to make that video.
Because I remember that this guy I watched a lot about Travis when he was mentioning that for him to make a 30-minute video,
Mm.
it takes him days of planning to bring out just a 30-minute content. It's like it takes you.
Honestly, and that was what even the other that's on I guess Ahmad was saying. He said you find a way to focus your skills on what really matters and expand across that level. He also talked about how he's moving into not just JavaScript, he's also writing, he's also trying to learn things across the industry.
Mhm.
And the time you invest in it, the time you invest in it is just what matters. Sometimes if you invest quality time in it, you get quality result out of it. Quality time in the sense that if let's say you're learning to code and you dedicate, let's say you say like one thing I was saying
Two
is
hours
two
doing
hours a
your
day,
1 hour.
something
You
come
know,
up.
there's this cheat I always tell people: try the 100 hours of code, 100 days of code. So every day, dedicate 2 hours to it. 1 hour learning, 1 hour and just in 2 hours. Find a particular time in your 24 hours. Okay, this is the time that works best for you. Pick that 2 hours. Use 1 hour to learn something. Use the other 1 hour to practice that thing you've learned, right? And watch your progress. Document your progress for like 100 days, and you are not going to be the person that. And a couple of people have tried that shit, and I'm like, they didn't even get to 100, the 100th
Before
day
they start realizing
before
the
they realize
results.
that this is good. So that's one sweet thing about good. You don't become pro overnight.
Mm.
That 7 hours video, 2 hours video,
Uh,
4 hours content doesn't make you.
Actually, it's not that you shouldn't watch them. You should
Yeah, you
because
should.
they
It
really
gives you a
give
guide.
they
Yeah, it
give you
gives you a
guide, they give
guide.
you the resources you need.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take you that 7 days to get to where you are. It takes more than that.
Uh,
So
Let
now,
JavaScript in 30 days and
okay,
become a pro.
thank you.
So,
So now talking about the general on that same episode, I
mm.
can give you that I think I lost, and I want to believe that was the episode where Ozia was like, oh, okay, maybe on a normal day I would take coffee for work, but then there's tea. At that part, I think that was where the vote was rigged.
I'll tell you, Hosea is a TT person. Why I say the TT person? Because you know your people when you see them. So let's leave that fight aside because
So
we've agreed that
it was a tie.
we understand.
So far, it's a
Yeah.
tie.
So apart from the episodes, looking at the whole tech industry and what has happened, what has been happening with the layoffs, AI, do you think it's still worth it for somebody to learn?
To virtue to death.
Yeah, because
Yes, there's no.
do you think I should just go and pay for an AI service and begin to buy code a system or
Also, yes. So use that. Go ahead, vibe code the system. Pay the AI service and vibe code your service. Get it out of the world, to the world.
to the market?
But I bet you, I give you just a with that, you would definitely look for somebody to improve it, delete something, edit, or entirely remove that code and return an export. What is good with AI generated content in
Hmm.
general? And I'm not using just tech, but let's focus on tech. Validating your idea.
Yes, yes, that's one key thing.
Validating your idea.
You can use it to spin up like a demo or validate, but when it comes to actually building, leave it for the expert. Because I remember I had a back and forth with one of my managers.
Mm.
It was like you just need to you go to ChatGPT and tell it what he wants to do, and it gives him a prompt. He takes it to Cursor, gives cursor the prompt and cursor makes an object. And now you're sending us what cursor has given to you. Yeah, I'm not saying you should not vibe. But now eventually we're spending more time fixing bug than the
I
time
literally
it was
saw.
than the time it took than the time it took to do this thing. Like than the time it took to writing a developer is going to take to write it. Like a developer is going to take 2 hours to write this feature. With AI, yeah, you're able to do it in 40 minutes to 1 hour. But I'm just spending another 40 minutes to 1 hour again debugging because it's not ready for QA. It's not ready to.
There was actually a conversation about that, how long it takes these days to that it takes longer to build a system with AI because of AI than it used to take to work on code. And what you just mentioned on the whole scenario of bringing AI into your industry, invest
Yeah,
in AI. Generally, invest in AI, invest in using AI to invest in
yeah, like
automating this process. But the critical thing comes in when you leave that system to you
okay.
and they start seeing clear way of breaking that system or clear way of okay, this person just gave us an empty site. For example, if you can code your project, somebody will tell you, oh, by code a full stack application in minutes. You will do that, and guess what it's doing? It's storing your data in a file DB. What a file DB is? It's a DB that is simply just a file. It may be SQL, it may be non-SQL, but it's a file. You will say that will work. You
Yeah,
are right, that will work. But then, and this is where the experts needs to come in. When that file starts growing, that's just one of like 0.0% of the problem you will
like
face. But when this file start growing, it's
mm,
now contributing to the load your system is running on.
you're not ready to for AWS cost.
Well, I'm coming
We're not
there.
even talking about
I'm
server
coming
cost
there.
and all.
I'm coming there.
Yeah.
It's now coming to load of because you start consuming load because the file is sitting there. There's a
Mm.
lot of other things. That's just that, and again, like I said, that's just like 0% of the problem, especially
Yeah.
on the database side. It's not scalable. So let's say tomorrow something happened to the server, you want to plug in somewhere. That file is sitting in that server. That DB file is just sitting in that file. And I've seen lots of recorded systems that just create a file and say, oh, this is your system. Well, and it works. It
Yeah,
works.
it works.
Your system works. But if you're not the type that know about some of these internal things, you think, yeah, it works. Now, tomorrow you want to switch servers, you've recorded, you want to switch server, you move it to somewhere, your file is sitting there. Your DB file is there. You're like, okay, I lost my data. Meanwhile, you didn't. You just left it in the other building.
I was seeing a news recently. Someone was telling me about a whole organization that fired the QA team, and in less than a week or so, I can't remember the exact timing. The whole system crashed
Mhm.
because they brought in AI. That AI could do this and do that. Now they want to bring them back the QA team, and the QA team is charging them double of what they were charging
And
before.
that's very okay.
Because
I'm like, I was fine.
I was fine before. I think for me, there's one part I want they should still use AI to touch is the QA part, right? Yeah, if I code your this is with your developer, but you see the QA part, you leave it for a human to do because AI will always tell you there's an issue. I don't know if you get.
So there is one thing about the two sides. AI will always tell you, but yeah, your code looks good. It may point out some issues,
Yeah.
but it will give that positive feedback first. Say, oh, your
Mm.
idea is valid, it's needed,
There's no
it's
idea
this.
that is wrong with AI.
Thank you.
The ideas are always nice.
Exactly. And it also tells you, like for your code side, it tells you, oh, okay, yes, you did a very valid, solid work,
Hmm.
but should you have done this, should you have done that? And all those- It says that. But that's where it stops. It keeps telling you you are the Superman,
It
you are
doesn't tell you the
okay.
reality actually.
A senior developer will tell you straightforward. Why did you And even before AI, let me go back to our guest, Ahmad.
Mm.
I remember before there was a time we actually were working with Ahmad, and he mentioned something. And that's I think that's I believe that's what his systems, whatever it does is.
Yeah.
He said, self developer is not about writing code, but
Yeah, you're not supposed to be writing
it's about
code
asking
daily.
the question of why.
Why? Because
And I
then
was, when the moment, the day he said that, I was like, okay, yes, you're right, because it's about why. Why did you do this? Why
I
must
always
you
say
look
you being an
here?
engineering manager, senior developer, principal, staff, and all, right? You've gotten to that level where you've written code before. Like you've been
Thank
writing
you.
code.
You know, like
Now
somebody
you
said,
know.
somebody said, like there's this meme going around. Where the guy, the Java developer said there is a bug in the code, and in a few seconds, the senior guy fixed it. You know, they were like, so how did you fix it? I knew it was there.
So
Like,
you, yeah,
so because you put it there. The thing is, you've been writing code so much,
you understand.
you know,
It's like now, let's say you specialize in writing Laravel, or you specialize in writing Node. You've been writing Laravel or Node for a couple of times, or Go or Rust. You know the file structures and all. You now know what is inside and what's inside every folder. Imagine you coming to say, okay, we don't need this file, this folder for our app to run. And you just be like, what do you mean? Because he has been doing it for years. He knows what each and everything does. He knows what he needs for that project to reduce the size of the project. Because then you're not more about writing code, like you said. You're not about the why.
why is this
That
here?
you're not about build. You're not here building systems and not writing code. You're like trying to build a system for the guy that will write the code. I don't know if you get
No,
like
I get
you're trying to build a system for the guy that write the code so that it's easy for you guys to like proceed from where you are to the next step. So you see, but when you do that with vibe coded apps, it always tell you, okay, yeah, you're in the positive direction. With that. Like you said, it always give you positive feedback.
you.
But
Yeah, but if you look at it, if you picture the whole scenario, it's exactly as you give somebody a product and say, build this for me.
mhm,
And when the person come back every day, gives you something, and always tell you, your product is really beautiful. This is what we need. I'm talking about interacting between customer and developers now.
yeah,
So you always come back and say this. You always come back and say, oh, the product you told us to build is fine. We did this. You would like it if you were communicating to human.
yeah,
Say tomorrow, I say, build me a ride hailing app.
yeah.
I'm like, nah, nice. Yes, we can do that. This is beautiful.
But
This is effect.
it's not realistic in 3 weeks or in 5 weeks.
No, no. Let me even give you. I was able to build it in 3 weeks. If we were conversing human to human, you'd be like, bros, tell me something that makes it. Give me a feedback that I believe it shouldn't be part of these things. I mean, when somebody challenge your
Mm,
ideas, that's when it grows. When somebody challenge your ideas, say,
like
no, no, no,
why?
why? No, no, this idea. And I'm going back to the business conversation we had with Andy and this guy.
And Dora.
Dora, the challenge is when somebody challenge your idea and say, no, this idea, no, why don't we
Not
do
going to
this?
work. Why don't you? Yeah, yeah.
Why don't do this? You see that the idea grows out of what you
You not
expect.
see
It get
something from
better.
a different perspective. Like, okay, yeah, I think
Exactly.
I should have done it like this. I should have.
Exactly. But AI will not tell you that. AI
Because
will
I don't
never
know, maybe
challenge your idea.
AI is always due to tell you, yeah, you're doing the right thing.
It will never challenge your
Some
idea.
part
Well, let
of
me
the
not say
bad
never,
thing.
but it doesn't challenge your idea.
Because okay, like now, let's say you're a developer and someone comes to you, I want to do the right thing. You wonder, it's
Uber.
this Uber,
There's both.
this boat.
Why do you want to do your own?
And how do you want to fight the market?
Yeah, you will say you want to do your own business. Fine. Yes, you want to do your business, but do
But
you know
you're
this is what?
trying to like look out for okay, like you're looking at as a PM, right? You're looking at okay, is this realistic? Is it viable? Right before you even go to the dev,
So,
where you
so,
spin up something
so,
again.
what do you see in the next episodes for Talk on Coffee?
The next episode, the next couple of episodes for Talk on Coffee are going to be amazing too, because this season was still talking about growth. How will you grow in tech? How you grow in building a business? Like the challenges and all, and then our next two or next 2 or 3, we're still trying to make it amazing. The next guest that we're going to have on Chat with Founders, people who have experience in building. One was once a developer who is now a founder,
Okay.
and the other has not been a developer before, just a product guy.
And now is a
now,
fun.
now he's a founder trying to build a business.
That's a mix of the two amazing
So,
people.
so you see, now we're going to one is going to tell you from a developer perspective, another is going to from a product perspective.
The two people that always argue in the room. Show me your screen. The product person is like, show me your screen.
You know, like in
Share
our
your screen.
last episode of the industry expert, where we
Yeah.
brought the designer and the developer. But funny enough, the guy was a backend guy who just does actually in front end, just go and click what happens on the front end.
Exactly.
On a full time basis is at the back end. Imagine if I had brought a front end guy. They both start arguing there.
No, but even at that, these people were the back end and the front end. The designer was arguing. At the point, they had that clash of, okay, did you you were supposed to design what I brought in. You know,
So
if it was front end and designer, I don't think we would have ended that conversation well.
it will just be like, okay, let's take a break here.
There's this thing about front end developers. I said, look, if they see, and in a lot of organizations like, I will build it too, but let's just not meet on the street. Me and the designer, we shouldn't meet on the street.
I remember during my internship days, like years ago, around 2018 and 4, and I was told to build a landing page for a business that I was supposed to go and present to them. They're like, okay, yeah, the designer is going to bring up a design. The designer brought a design, and I'm like, why don't you just give me something straight? Here and here, section and section. Why curve this? Like, why give me rainbow or cloud? Like, they're like, no, don't. I was so it was a lady, and those ladies are like flashy. Maybe people's personality differ. So, but that designer was a flashy person, and the design was nice, right? But and I'm like, hmm. If I tell you that I didn't finish that, I only did it was about 5 sections. I only did the first 3 sections and the footer, and that was how we went to present it. Like
At least
the
it
work was
works.
on work ongoing. So, and I also remember that this interview I went for, and they gave me a design to do, and I could not replicate the design. And I'm like, wow. Today I still have that file on my laptop. And when someone says they need something to practice, I'm like, don't worry, I'll give you a design. Take this design together. When do you get this design? I'm like, now what's to make me lose one interview? Because I still use it to keep like that memory of like, okay, there's this time you go.
I went through my reposition sometimes back and just started editing those memories. I remember there was one where I was supposed to do the music search and playing session.
Okay.
And to do with Spotify API, those things. I think it's same experience with you. I was like, this one. Don't be mad.
Why stress? Why stress?
I
I
love
remember
that.
when you were telling me about when had one interview and they gave one React. Did React also that you googled and you could not find?
Ah,
Is it Lotify?
Notifiers, I use AI. Literally use AI. When I went through, first of all, did it myself. I knew something was wrong. I tried everything. I was like, where did you get these questions from? So I tried AI, all the AIs you can think of.
So at that time,
As of that, I submitted it, and I know. I just said, look, I
I
just
leave
know
it to God.
you're not giving me this. Yeah, I know you're not giving me this job, but I leave you to God.
Because why do you want to stress me for an unpaid?
So for the coming for our coming episode, uh, we are looking at on the chat with founders.
Yeah.
Uh, you have a product designer who became a founder and a developer who became a founder.
No,
True.
no, the product manager
Product manager who became a
who
founder
became a founder
and design developer who became a founder.
You know, so they both one is in the agro tech industry.
Interesting.
Yeah, so his farm is actually growing. I think last we spoke, he had a couple number of cattle. He was telling me to come and buy one for the just concluded festival. And like,
So should I like follow him now and get my
that's interesting. So
because I don't have an agrotech friend that will come in for salad and say, come and carry one car. You have one now. They gave you a car. All right.
no, he didn't give me a cow, please. He didn't gave me a cow. I wish he gave me a cow. So then the other guy went to the BNPL.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, and for the industry experts, we keep down as classified.
Classified.
So when you see them, you be like, ooh, wow, because we're looking at having meaningful and tangible conversations where you're going to learn a lot and you're going to be like, can you connect me? Because I want to hear more.
Yes.
And
Talking about connecting,
yeah,
if you want to connect with us in any way, you can drop in the comment. And also, we are bringing in how you can recommend speakers.
yeah, on our site, talkoncoffee.com,
Mhm.
we it's there with us. We're almost done with it. The reason why you see we're not fully done is we have another life that we're living
Oh no,
Monday to
seriously.
Friday.
We have a Monday to
We
Friday
be
life.
life. So,
And that Monday to Friday finds its way into Saturday and Sunday. I don't know how.
so you can just bear with us. But
And I think I want to go back to where Dora said, who called it, like he said, look, this job, is it Dora or Kenny? They said,
it was Dora.
this thing is not a 9 to 7 work. It's a 24 hour. I think the same thing applies to us, the employees,
Yeah,
somehow. But how
maybe
do
especially if you're in the remote world,
you
you
don't know
don't know
when there is
how time.
Saturday, Sunday, you
You
don't know when
actually
it's
don't know
5
how
p.m.
time flies. Like, oh, 5 already.
and you still feel as if
I'm
you've
like,
not
I've not
contributed
done
enough.
anything today. And I
Thank you.
need
You
to.
still feel as if you've not contributed someone like it's 5. What have I been doing? Oh, you've been
So
writing.
me, there's this hack I'm going to actually guys. I always try to, I know you not own your time,
Mm-hmm.
but I always try to put breaks in between. So I don't sit straight for um 8 or 7 hours a month, right? I could probably do some things for maybe in the morning, then break it, go and do some other things, come back, do some things again, break it. But I think everything all boils down to people's personality, what works for them, right? I'm a night crawler, I'm an early morning person. So I could burn the night candle and still come and be in the morning. And I'd be like, do you sleep at all? So I always hear that, do you sleep at all?
I was actually asking you earlier. I say, I was asking, I
Yeah,
said, how do you do these things?
just like you
I,
be
s-
here, you be there,
I'm
like
like,
you
are
still
you?
go to work. And like, it all boils down to one thing I always say is our time is 24 hours every day, and it depends on how you arrange it. With this, people still think I have a timing problem. Like I have a timing problem. You're not early or you're not. Yeah, I understand, but I always try my best. If you look at this episode, we're supposed to have done it like long ago, and I was like trying to do other things. So, but I always try as much as possible to arrange everything. Okay, can this be done today? No, it cannot be done today. How can we push it tomorrow and all that? I'm not saying you should leave emergency and go and leave, enjoy your life. No, 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 no. You should know how to prioritize that. Okay, this needs more time. This needs less time. This, even if I don't do it, even if I do it now, there's not in a hurry. Let me keep that to to later.
Mm.
Crazy thing they realized I do by work. They started putting dates for me on tickets.
Date?
Yeah, due dates for me on tickets.
Okay.
So what I do is I want to say, but I'm just going to remove the due date.
Ah, okay.
Stop emailing me that this tax is due. Because sometimes I actually weigh tax based on okay, what's the urgency. Something is not a security ticket. It's not a customer complaint like a bug and all. It may be a UI fix, little UI fix. Sorry.
Color of the button.
Yeah, or the button is not well aligned. Stay one
I
side.
like I love those complaints. But the button is supposed to be reddish. Why is it so red?
Checking
Like
on your computer.
yes, it's reddish. Don't worry, it will be reddish. You come back next year and say it's still reddish. You say yes, don't worry, it will soon be reddish. Keep looking at it.
Because a couple of times some people don't know how to they don't know how to like tell you this is it. Because the remote world is wild. I've worked in a physical office, I've worked in a remote. Um, facing before, right? And I love going to the office, yeah, but I don't like leaving my house. That's another thing, right?
But I love going to the office because they have to pay me.
Yeah, I actually love going to the office, like, but I don't like leaving my house. That's my biggest problem, to leave my house. But another thing I always tell people is, if you're in the remote system, know how to arrange your timing. Else, 10 p.m. you're still sitting down there and you're like, I'm not done, I'm not done, I'm not done. You can't finish the whole thing in one day. That
So
is why they arrange
so managing
schedules.
time. When managing time, let's bring it to this conversation now.
Yeah,
We are at the conclusion side of this.
yeah.
So we know what we're looking forward to, the coming episodes
Mm-hmm.
on Chat with Founder and Chat with
Industry
Industries.
experts. Yeah.
I'm just going to predict that the next episode, Coffee is going to take the win. It's going to be a 3-1 thing. Don't worry.
My
Do you wait?
dreams.
Did you see the history between the last between our last conversations? In 22 years, Arsenal became Premier League leads. So just give 3-1. I'm going to give you the one of that vote. So don't worry. And also, you do know we also have comments voting.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
good. So um, look look forward to hearing from you and watching the episodes. Look forward to watching the episode on Second Coffee. Please subscribe, like, share.
And let us know your thoughts on probably what you want us to do better, who you want us to bring on board. Even if the person is not, the person is in Antarctica, we can always do it virtual.
Oh, we can fly there.
You can take us there.
Thank
Yes,
you very
because
much.
at least we'll give more stamp on us.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.